Welcome, everyone. Good boy, Tucker. This is learning at its most fun.
Perfect. Welcome, everybody. Part 2 of our Takeover Tuesday summer series. I have Maureen Wilke with me with the Connected Advisor. Hopefully you all received our follow-up email from last time with the templates. We're going to pick up right back up from where we left off, talking about those events and how this is such a critical time right now, such a money-making opportunity. Even though you're turned off probably with the economy and what's going on, we're here to tell you do not be. It is the time right now. So I'll hand it over to Maureen and we'll take your questions throughout too as well.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Welcome, everyone. I'm Maureen Wilke with the Connected Advisor. We focus on really helping advisors connect with their clients at a deeper level. And one of those main areas is client retention, client acquisition, and client, increasing your revenues with your existing clients. So with that said, this focuses around some ideas you can do this summer right now for client acquisition. And it's tied to working with your clients and your COIs, your centers of influence, to really identify opportunities. So what we covered in our first session was how to use LinkedIn. First of all, check your LinkedIn, make sure it's all updated, and then looking at that LinkedIn and connecting with your clients and your COIs. That's how you're going to uncover your best opportunities. And what you'll do then is, and you can see right there on this slide, I just thought I'd open with that. But once you're connected with your clients, you can go in and look at their connections. Now you can make your connections private. I know a lot of the financial advisors I work with like to make their connections private. So I'll include that in the templates, how you can do that. It's really 2 clicks of a button, but it's kind of tricky to find. But this one is around, you can look at your clients' connections and you might identify, there's a filter tab on the page. When you go and look at their connections, go to filters and it'll let you choose certain criteria. This is a great way to identify maybe 1 or 2 individuals, business owners, someone that your client's connected to that you'd like to get referred to. And what I want to cover today is now, how do you pull all that together so it doesn't feel awkward saying, I saw on LinkedIn you're connected. And the easiest way to do that is to do this during client reviews, or what we're recommending. You're probably already talking to your clients about the volatility right now, but what we're recommending is this is a great time to do client beneficiary updates or insurance reviews. As you can see from this one, I've just got the circles. I just wanted to show you where you can identify, where you can identify, look at their connections right here. You just click on this tab, this page comes up, you click on filters, and here's the filter that you can have. And you can select alumni, business owner, different criteria. What comes up then is instead of maybe 500 connections, they have a list of 5 or 6 that you might want to be introduced to. So now it's all about summer client acquisition. We're going to talk about how you can do this using beneficiary updates or even a client review. And then also I'm going to give you a few ideas around summer/fall client workshops or events you can be doing. We won't be able to go into all the details on that, but I wanted to give you a few ideas because this is the time to be communicating and in front of your clients. I just spoke at a recent, the RIA Edge, and one of the main things that's important in this kind of market is having great communications. Out of the 6 specialists that they had, all of them said communications with your client. So let's get started. Well, beneficiary and insurance reviews. I always like to give 4 steps with everything I do. It just makes it easy and it makes it feel like it's doable. So you just want to start with maybe your clients and maybe some of your prospects that you've been talking to that you think would benefit from this, and let them know this is the time of year you do just a checkup on their beneficiaries and their insurance. You may not offer insurance, but just again, it's to make sure your clients have the insurance that they should have. What's important here is this is a great opportunity to maybe even include their children with the beneficiary updates. Many of your clients have adult children, and so this is a great way to pull that next generation in with your clients for these reviews. They're all done, they can all be done virtually. They take about 20 minutes, and it just, again, puts you in the driver's seat as the trusted advisor working with your clients. Send the agenda in advance. I'll show you a sample. And time block when you're doing these meetings. And the reason why I say that is maybe pick 2 mornings a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Set aside 30 minutes after each one in case there's any follow-up that has to be done. Get it done right away. It's the part that we don't like to do, but it has to be done. And it'll help you stay on track. But if you start with maybe 30 clients, that would get done very quickly in a few weeks. Conduct a review. It can be virtual or in person. I think that it's with people on vacation and traveling, it's a great opportunity to do it virtually. And afterwards, make sure, if you haven't done it already, that you connect with them on LinkedIn and include the spouse, include any family members, and connect them to any newsletters that you do. This is just an easy check-in to make sure you're connected with your clients on all the key areas. And the opportunity to ask for a referral. Specifically here for a beneficiary or an insurance review, you might say, is there anyone else that you know? Or you can say, if you've looked at their LinkedIn, I saw in your LinkedIn that you're connected to so-and-so. Would they benefit from a beneficiary review or an insurance review? The whole idea is, and you have to link it, like, I noticed I checked your LinkedIn before we did our client meeting. I saw that you're connected to so-and-so. Do you think they would benefit? This is a great opportunity to also identify if you're working with business owners, other business owners that they might be connected to. And then finally, do your follow-up right away on any review items and offer to send an introduction email. This is where referrals often fall short. A client or a COI might say, of course, I'd be happy to do a referral. And then nothing happens. And now you've got to call them. Make it easy. Offer to send an introductory email that you've already got prepared. I did put a sample together, of course, for you, and send it to them right away. That way, it makes it really easy to bridge everything together. So here are a couple of things.
In working with offices, kind of what people face is like, how do I attack this? I have a number of clients. How do I get through all of them? And what I've seen offices do is really focus kind of with your top clients and trickle down. In Redtail, you're able to use the category to go ahead and rank your clients. So in order to make it more digestible, you can consider, starting with your AAA contacts, then your AA, and then your A, or start with those hot prospects and work with those ones first. So it's more manageable for your team. And then I'm sure, I don't know if you guys do include referrals in your ranking, but I don't know if it's appropriate either to tell clients that, but you can kind of let them know how much it means to you when you do get these referrals. And, that could take them from a AA client to a AAA client if they do bring someone in this summer.
That's a great point. And Nora, you're absolutely right. This plugs right into the Redtail CRM. And I do always start with, let's always take a look at your top clients and your top prospects. You may not have enough time. Let's say you have 150 clients. You may not have enough time, or 200. You might not have enough time to get through everybody. So start with the top ones. And you can even be a little selective here. Who are the ones that you probably connect with the most and you want to get a referral from them? Like, that you'll probably click with whoever they send you as a referral. So kind of think about that. Who do you want to duplicate? Who are your best clients? And this way you don't get a referral that doesn't fit your parameters for your practice, and then you have to tell that person that, or you have to accept them as a client because they came in as a referral. Make sure your clients know what your parameters are, like what you're looking for, and that makes it easier for the referral. What I've included here also is just a sample of an agenda. This will be in the templates that we send you. And it's just a beneficiary, an insurance review. Maybe you just want to do a beneficiary update. It's so much can change in a year. And when you're doing your year-end reviews, there isn't always time for this. It's a great, quick, easy way to connect with clients. And even if they're traveling or they're gone for the summer for a few months, you can do it from anywhere. Here I always like to open my my agendas with maybe a key area or key idea that you want to make sure we discuss, update beneficiaries, insurance review. And then you might say, I'm doing a webinar in August or September. I'd love to invite you to that, preparing for retirement. Again, you set this so it works for you, but just have a couple of those bullets. I always like to attach, and we covered this in our first session, having your communications and services plan. We know that lack of communications is one of the main reasons clients leave a practice after performance. Make sure they know everything that you're delivering to them. And I like this format, and it is in the template. Feel free to use anything you want, but let them know what they can count on every quarter from you, how they can hear from you. It also helps you with managing your time, because now clients know, okay, I've got my quarterly review coming up, or I've got my quarterly meeting. I'll just hold that idea or that question I had for when we do that. So it sometimes helps to prevent a lot of random calls coming in, and it's very focused when you have your meeting.
Yeah, and I'm sure maybe, you're thinking, I have to do this, but I don't want to do this. So maybe start with someone you do know that's true and dear to your heart, someone that first meeting will take the tension off, and then the next meeting will be easier because you know what to send, you know that they took it well, or you know where to take the conversation.
Exactly. And you can use that same agenda over and over. So again, this is a process that is repeatable, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time, because now you've told them what to expect, you sent the agenda, and then starting with top clients and the clients that you're most connected to. I think it's a great way to start. I also get a question, I prepared for our meeting, and I noticed on LinkedIn you're connected to Mary Jones, and her business is similar to yours. I would welcome an introduction, and we can invite her to our upcoming annual roundtable on business planning for small businesses. This was just an example of how you can tie in that you've looked at their connections, or that you've noticed they have a connection that you'd like to be introduced to, that doesn't feel like it's pushy, and it doesn't feel like it's out of nowhere. I prepared for our meeting today, and I want to make sure nothing changed, so I looked at your LinkedIn. It's also, if you hear a yes, you know what, if you'd like, I'll send an introduction email you can forward to introduce us to each other. And what this does is it makes it very easy for them. And that's why I said, when you're blocking to do these kind of reviews, even your regular reviews, try and leave 15 to 20 minutes after each of your meetings just to do any of the follow-up. That way it gets done, it goes out, and now you move on to your next opportunity. And this was our chart that we used. Again, this ties right in with the Redtail, the CRM. But what you want to do is, this is just top client background referral tracker. And it kind of tells you the key points about the client, their family, their goals. And then you'll see there's a column, referral prospects. This is where you can plug in as you look them up, or this is also an opportunity if you've got an intern or if you have an assistant for the summer. This is a great opportunity for them to plug this key information into the chart for you. So again, the whole team has a snapshot of your best clients. Maybe you start with your top 10, your top 20, and the information that you want to know. But this column here is just a great top of mind reminder. Here's who we want to make sure we try and get introduced to.
Yeah, and I was just thinking too, you can even maybe for your webinar offer a LinkedIn profile makeover webinar, where you're like, hey, I've been looking at LinkedIn profiles because I'm hosting a webinar on it soon. Yours looks great. Do you want to join for that webinar?
That's a great idea. It's funny, even we were just talking about this. Another group, a large group of advisors that I do work with, they were saying that their clients, even as they've retired, they came out of the business world. So they've kept their Outlook and they've kept their LinkedIn, doing probably a little more on Facebook maybe, but they're still connected there on LinkedIn. So again, this isn't going to work for everybody. And it may not be comfortable asking all your clients for a referral, but this is where you can identify who are the ones you'd be comfortable. And that's an easy segue. Just saying, as I prepared for our beneficiary update or for our year-end review, I noticed that you're connected to so-and-so. One of the things that came up with the group that I'm working with yesterday, is they're like, oh, it feels like we'd be asking it too many times because we do 4 meetings a year with our clients. And I said, you just do it once a year. So think about your top 15 to 20 clients. If you got one referral from each of them during the year, how that would impact your business. So you might do it during the beneficiary update, and then you don't ask them at the year end review. You can let them know what happened with that referral, but you don't need to ask them every single time. It's really getting them to think about you. And this is a great time in the summer because you're not covering as much information as you might be with year end reviews.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize how, great this tactic is, because I know even when you learn like job seeking strategies, this is suggested too. If you're going to apply somewhere, see if there's someone there that went to the same college as you, and then you can say, oh, I know that you employ David, we went to the same college, and that's been tried and true as well. So it seems like this method is different, but it's very, very well accepted.
Absolutely. That's why people are on LinkedIn, is to connect and network with other people. But if you're not comfortable, you can still take the same idea and you just ask your client for a referral. All LinkedIn does is it helps you identify maybe one or two referrals you'd like to be introduced to. It helps you have a more targeted approach. You have to do what's comfortable for you. It's a strategy that advisors are using, top advisors are using. It works really well, but you can use it selectively too. So I don't ever want you to feel like, oh, I have to do this all the time. And you might only do it once a year. Ask them for that. But what that does is it jumpstarts their thought process that they might send other reviews to you. I did include just a sample of an introductory email. My goal is to make it as easy as possible for you to execute on these strategies. So this is just an example of what you could forward to your client that they could forward to the referral. And it just connects all of you.
Yes, and I do have some questions coming in, just making sure that people will be able to get these slides and the previous.
Yes, we'll send it with the templates.
Yes, yeah. So we'll make a nice follow-up email for you guys and make sure you get all the deliverables. Yes, because this is great stuff.
Absolutely. So this is really probably the most timely opportunity, but I also like to talk about maybe some events and workshops that you can do in the summer and the fall. You can invite, and I always recommend, and we won't have time to go through all the details of conducting a virtual event or an in-person meeting. That we'll do that for another time. But for this, I wanted to plant the seed of a couple ideas and help you think through, wow, I hadn't thought about that. And ways that you can do this. I totally understand that it sounds overwhelming. Oh, I got to plan an event. These can be virtual, they can be in person, and I'd like to show you how you can do them very cost effectively and with very little time. So I'm just going to go over those, and please send in any questions that you have. But summer, fall events. You want to engage, these are engaging events. And I mentioned one earlier that you could have a workshop, especially towards September and October for your business owners, and maybe even bring in a guest speaker, but it could be virtual on business planning. And you could do it over 2 weeks back to back to help them jumpstart their business planning. There's all kinds of ideas, and everyone's gotten so good with virtual. So here's a couple ideas to think about for virtual or in-person events and workshops. 401k rollover. This is where the money is in motion. People are retiring, thinking about retiring earlier. Make sure your clients think about you for that rollover, that you've got it all planned out for them. You've got the steps on how to do it. This could be a mini webinar. You could invite 10 of your clients that you know are maybe nearing retirement and offer to invite them, a friend, family member, or a business colleague who's also maybe thinking about retiring. Do it in small groups because you might get 3 or 4 people who attended that were our guests, and now those become great prospects for you. But this is going to be a significant money in motion, as we know. College budgeting. If you've got clients with students heading off to college, you might do something with the college budgeting. And you know what? Take advantage of the asset managers that you work with. They may even have a workshop that they've already developed that you can offer out to your clients. So take a look at some of the things they've already developed, very timely. Wine tasting or mixology class. So I left our last session saying I'd share what I thought was one of the most creative summer webinars that a group of advisors from Florida are doing. They are from the Naples area, and a lot of their clients go back up north for the summertime. So they're working with one or two of the restaurants that are very popular there, and the bartenders are doing live mixology classes. There's no alcohol sent. They send just the recipes for the drinks, but it keeps those individuals connected with where they spend their winters and the advisor that they're using there. And they're having a lot of fun with it. But what it's done is they're offering to their clients, well, if you've got, a friend or someone, where you're spending your summer at that would also like to join us, please, they're welcome to join the link. And they're doing small groups and they're keeping these to 20 minutes. But it's a lot of fun. It's filmed right there at the bar, but they don't send out alcohol. They don't send out the drinks, just the recipes. So it keeps it very affordable, really fun, and it keeps the advisors connected during the summertime in a fun way with their clients. So I thought that was a great idea. And a cooking school with all generations. Again, this doesn't have to be in person. It is really fun when you can, like, if you've got some top clients and you want to get the family together, you might host something at a cooking school, or, like I said, a wine tasting, depending on the age of the children, as long as they're over 21. But this can be done virtually. You can have a chef run it. And the chefs have gotten so good at this. I have a couple of chefs that I like to recommend that are very good at doing this virtually, and they've made it so fun. So again, think about a way to connect with your clients. Education webinars, 401k rollovers, beneficiary updates could even be done virtually. So think about that. And think about partnering with a charity. I'm, as you can see, I'm here in the summertime in Chicago, but you could do something with a Harley Davidson if you've got clients who like to ride motorcycles, or a sports car dealership. You can do something with a sporting event. I just saw the numbers for an event in Naples for pickleball. It's the championships are down there in April every year. And the numbers have grown unbelievably. Like, what a fun event if you've got clients down there to get some tickets to. Maybe there's a breast cancer walk. I always suggest, look for a broader theme that maybe your clients support. So it could be cancer. They support cancer research. You could pick a cancer event that's a walk in your area, or a walk where your clients are. What's nice about this is the charity does all the work for you. You become a sponsor. You're on all the billboards. You're on the banner that goes across the finish line. You're on all the handout materials. It's really great. And this is always one of my favorite. He's not doing as many concerts this summer, but Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band, they played at a War Memorial museum that I just love, Cantini, that is near my home where I have lived. And they do a concert, and a couple of the advisors in town became sponsors of it. Their names were everywhere. And I think they had 5,000 people that came out for it. It was crazy, but it cost them just that little bit of money in sponsorship, but all the work was done for them. And they had a special VIP seating area. So these are a few ideas I just wanted to have you thinking about. Other things that you can connect, where it can be your client, and it can be a select group of clients, and they can each invite a guest. But that also becomes a great client acquisition. And I always suggest smaller groups. It's very hard if it's a group of 50 or even 40 and everyone brings a guest. You never have an opportunity to meet them. And this way, you're in control. You get to decide, how you can follow up with them. And you can also identify with your clients who maybe they should invite. So with that, what we want to do with these part 1 and part 2 is part 1, how do you even identify who you want to be connected to, and using the segmentation, AAA, AA, single A, through the Redtail. And then within that, you can do the invitations, and you do all your communications right through the Redtail CRM. And what it does is it allows you to gain new clients. It's a great opportunity for that. This market, we know some are unhappy and they're really thinking about changing advisors. So it's a great opportunity to reach out to prospects, your best clients, and help them identify a really relevant and timely referral for you that you'd like to be introduced to. And just one referral a year from each of your top 20 to 30 clients, think of how that impacts your business. And that's what we wanted to do, is be more strategic about this, not have it too random. The only other thing, and this is in the tips, so I'm not going to read all these, but if you're doing virtual events, I get this all the time. I just did it yesterday with the group that I'm working with. They wanted help with delivering the virtual meetings. Like, what should I do? What should my lighting look like? So I just put a couple things to prepare, thinking about your lighting and wardrobe and all, and then your time block. If I could pick two things that are really important, is make sure your camera is at eye level or just a little above, so that it's looking down at you, it's not looking up at you. And then your lighting, and so I put a couple examples together, is always, you've got really great front lighting so that you don't have all the shadows, or you're not dark and you don't realize it till you start it. So these tips will be in the follow-up, but I wanted to just kind of wrap with, here's an example. This was a Microsoft example on Microsoft Teams that they put out on like how to deliver it. And you can see some people are looking down, some have unusual lighting. I think there's two that did a really good job here, the blurred background and the one in the upper right-hand corner, to have really good lighting behind them. But I put an example together for you just so you could see. I use front lighting. You don't have to use rings anymore. Rings, now I just saw a really great clip-on lighting, and the camera, it's all in one, and it's really good. So that could be something you use. I'll put the name of it in my follow-up email. And then this is what happens with side lighting. If you don't have the right lighting in front and behind you, you get these dark shadows. And if you just have backlighting, like a window behind you, but you don't have the right front lighting in front of you, you're going to have these shadows. So front lighting is critical for your any virtual meetings or events you do. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Nora, or any questions you have. We will definitely send you out these templates. I just want to encourage everyone, this is such a great time. And I want to plant some ideas and strategies you could do to be with your clients in the month of August, the rest of July. These can all be done virtually. Even if you as an advisor are traveling a little bit over the summer, you can do these from wherever you are. But what it does is it engages your clients at a deeper level. It lets them know you're thinking about them, and you're thinking about the beneficiaries, and is everything correct that they have. And more importantly, even bring maybe a little bit of fun or a little bit of education to them through a virtual or an in-person event. Yes. So with that, Nora.
Yes, you could always be like Redtail at default to dogs too.
I wanted to put a picture of my dogs. I have two dogs. One of them just recently passed away, but my daughter played college soccer. And so they'd wear the t-shirts, and they were on the Twitter announcement. Okay, the game's about to start. Tegan and Chloe are here. So yeah, I'll include that in the follow-up. It's the cutest picture, but every soccer game in the fall when she played, the Twitter would go out to everybody, students coming out, Chloe and Tegan are here. So you can have a lot of fun with your dogs. Yeah. And do a dog event, do a pet event.
I know, no matter how much we disagree on something, we can all agree that we need to help the dogs, and that always will bring people together. I know I've even gone to a wedding of a couple that just love dogs. They had dogs there to adopt. So a charity brought dogs, gave free puppy kisses to everyone, and then they had the option to take it home.
I love that. I did look this up. 40% of the Americans have a dog. 40% of Americans have a dog. I thought that was interesting. I've never heard that one. I love it.
That's huge. And do you see a difference with people returning back to the office? If people are people rearranging the office or making a different vibe now that people are coming back to in-person meetings, or is it kind of business as usual from before, like 2019?
Last week I just spent a whole day meeting with a different group of advisors. They're all back in the office. It just felt like business as usual. It was so comfortable. So that's awesome. I think it's just business as usual. And in virtual meetings, people have gotten so comfortable. I still believe there's an important face-to-face. Like I said, I spent the whole day at their office meeting with everyone individually. And but it's you want to stay connected, and they don't have to be long. That's the point. These events or these workshops can be 15, 20 minutes. They don't have to be long so that people don't feel like it's dragged out.
Yeah, they're not in trouble or anything, they're coming in for a nice time and uh just to talk again, because I feel like the worst thing you can do is kind of hide and, ditch the phone calls or reply late to the email. So it's like this is a strategy to just get in front of it. Just put yourself out there, let everyone know you're still
Yes,
there, you're still available, you're still monitoring everything, those services are still being provided, and just give everyone that comfort.
I agree. It's just sometimes advisors will be like, I don't have anything to meet with them on this summer. So that's why I always suggest a beneficiary update or an insurance review. And if clients are not available to come into the office, or yeah, your office isn't quite ready to have everyone come in, do it virtually. But again, just stay engaged.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and look forward to following up with all of you.
Yes, definitely. Maureen and I, to follow up today, we're going to put together that email of the slides, including anything from last month as well. And then we'll continue to work together and see if there's even another follow up we can do from this, just to continue to expand on this thought. But we hope that it added some value to you guys today. We hope that you guys go back to your team and just start getting something going for everyone, and let us know how it goes.
Oh, we
you
would
know
love to hear that.
yes, we would love to hear how it goes as well. But otherwise, Daniel's saying thank you, great ideas, you're very welcome. Everyone, thank you so much for your time today, and have a great rest of the day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us today for this particular session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-206-5030, option 3 for support, or just shoot us an email over to support@redtailtechnology.com. Thanks a lot, and have a great Thanks so much for joining us today for this particular session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-206-5030, option 3 for support, or just shoot us an email over to support@redtailtechnology.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.